Looks like the sun came out today, although it's a lot colder too. I think today that shipment should actually start moving since it is the weekday now. And what did I read today? It's kind of interesting, I guess, reading this title here. This one says, "Man arrested for flying drone over residence of Swedish King Karl XVI Gustaf." A man has been arrested on suspicion of flying a drone over the King of Sweden's residence near Stockholm. The suspect was detained on Sunday afternoon near Drottningholm Castle, one of Sweden's royal palaces, police said. The man is suspected of violating the law on the protection of sensitive places such as private residence of King Karl XVI Gustaf and Queen Sylvia. "We are not confirming the nationality of this person. We simply confirmed the arrest of a man," Stockholm police spokesman Ola Osterling told AFP. What does that have to do with anything confirming about the nationality of a person, so to speak? But in general, I would imagine this sounds like a pretty private area in that sense. So yeah, didn't sound like a really good idea to fly a drone. I don't know if this is the type of drone the person using that picture. I'm guessing it's just over-exaggerated like usual. I believe that area is more, I guess, paranoid of drones currently because they had that news recently, like it says here. Earlier this month, several drones were reported spotted above Swedish nuclear power plants and other sensitive locations. A quote, military drone was also reported in mid-January flying over Swedish parliament and government buildings and the royal palace in central Stockholm. Swedish police have said that they were not yet able to prove that the suspected drones had been deployed by a foreign country, despite nearly 200 reports. So ultimately, again, it's all hypothetical in terms of who's flying it, what were they doing, and so forth. But the fear is there, I guess you could say, in that area when it comes to anyone flying a drone. And speaking of drones, like in that picture there, how about this one? This one says, "This drone flies using Da Vinci's 530-year-old helicopter design. Leonardo's aerial screws actually can work when built with modern materials. University of Maryland engineers find with a drone called Crimson Spin." Oh, it's kind of like a party drone, I guess you could say, huh? In the late 1480s, Leonardo da Vinci sketched out a clever design for a one-person helicopter propelled by an aerial screw. You may have seen this drawing and wondered whether one of the choppers could even take flight. Now we know the answer. The Italian genius was right. Starting in 2019, a University of Maryland engineering team designed and tested the underlying technology as part of a design contest. Then, over the last year and a half, team member Austin Preet built Crimson Spin, an unmanned quadcopter drone using Da Vinci's screw-like design, and flew it on several brief journeys. And as the person expressed, he was completely surprised, I guess, that it actually worked. You can see the video of it and all that too. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if this is practical in terms of a real-life application because it seems like they did it more as a challenge, but either way, it's good to have people solving various issues, having different solutions in terms of like here how to fly, because you never know when it may come in handy. And this sounded kind of interesting too, where apparently there was someone who injured themselves while playing a VR game. It says here, cervical spine injury after virtual reality gaming, a case report. According to this document, it says, "We report a patient who fractured the 7th cervical vertebrae while playing a virtual reality VR game without any other trauma. The case report aims to describe the spinal trauma incurred during the use of a VR headset in a video game." So maybe the person was a little too hyper, so to speak. It says the Caucasian patient presented with pain and swelling in the lower cervical spine at our clinic after playing a video game involving a combination of shoulder, arm, and head movements while wearing a VR headset. And ultimately, it just says he didn't have any pre-existing medical conditions, but they found things, for example, like fractures and all that across various parts of his body. A little too, again, aggressive, I guess, in playing a VR game. It makes me wonder, actually, are people forced to implement warning labels on their products now with a VR game? Otherwise, they'll get, I guess, quote, sued. Like, "You never warned me it could cause this," if they get too, I guess, hyper. I wouldn't be surprised. There's warning labels on everything nowadays, right? Alright, see you guys later.